Hey guys, welcome back to The Forward. It's your girl Rocky the Great, and I'm here with
Stell Bell.
I hate Shaun.
Astro relates.
and we're just gonna jump right into it. Did everybody see the Grammys?
Of course.
I don't think Shaun seen it.
I didn't see
Based on
it.
that response.
I didn't see it either.
Or Christelle, but you guys seen like everything happening on social media, right? Who
Yeah.
won this? Who didn't win this?
Indeed.
So we all know that Cardi B won Best Rap Album of the Year.
Hooray for Cardi.
Okay, why? That's so dead. You don't like Cardi?
What? That's crazy. I like Cardi. I'm very happy for her as an individual.
But not as a rap.
As a
artist.
hip hop fan, I'm not happy about that
Decision.
decision. Yes, I would have like Grammy album of the year for hip hop and the Grammys is like a very, very big
Or Best Rap Album.
best rap album. Yes, best rap album is a very big award, or like it's of all the albums that came out in that year. So basically, it's almost a reflection on the genre at the Grammys, which is people who don't really they're not well versed in rap. So now that album is sort of the face of rap, and I don't think that that's proportionate.
For who though?
Based on when you look at the record books and you see rap album of the year at the Grammys for the next 20, 50 years from now, that album is going to be there to represent this time. And I don't think that that's accurate.
It wasn't a bad album.
I'm not saying that it was a bad album, but I don't think that it was a better album than Mac's album. Swimming was amazing. I don't think that it was a better album than that. I don't think it was a better album than Nipsey Hussle's album at all.
J-Rock.
I think J-Rock's album was better. Not to be biased, but I think Cole's album was better. I think that a lot of people dropped better albums, music-wise, but Cardi's a pop star.
Cole wasn't nominated.
He wasn't even nominated. That's the thing.
I don't think he submits his music. Because you have to submit your music for consideration too as well.
I don't know about that. But either way, just to say that, it's over the albums that it won over even. I think it's more reflected on her pop star status, which is great for her. I'm happy for her, but
But I feel like as far as Grammys go, it's sad, but it's not about the music or the culture within whichever genre we're talking about. It's more like you said, like a popularity kind of thing. And because all the songs on her album were singles, like just singles. So maybe that played a part into it, and then
impact too.
Yeah,
I feel like it is a music award show, but I feel like you have to also have impact with your album. I know that's not how it's supposed to be scored, but it's politics within that too. So she had a great album. She had a great year. Her album, it crossed over basically. It wasn't just hip hop. She crossed over to pop. Like people all over the world was talking about Cardi. So I feel like she was deserving of the award. Yes, everybody in that award. Everybody who was nominated for that award, they did perform, but if we're speaking about impact, she had the most impact out of everybody.
Definitely.
I just wish it was a music impact. Not a popularity thing, because that's what I feel like. I mean, I like her success story, but I feel like she's only successful because she's popular and she's trendy. And it's going to go on for long, but...
Aren't people that are, I guess, I don't want to say successful, but like, if you're popular, then you're successful, like within like music. So like there's people that are talented, but they're not popular, so they're not as successful as like the Drakes, the Coles, the Cardis, or whatever. So yeah.
But does she have like an actual artistry, or is she, because I feel like she's molded. Like that's what I feel from her. It's not like genuine. Like I don't feel like her, like I feel like Invasion of Privacy was good, but like was it actually her art? Like did she actually enjoy the process, or did she do it because, hey, I'm famous, let me put out some music so I could be more famous?
I mean, but she worked hard.
Yeah.
Like she was pregnant doing that stuff. And for most people, when they get pregnant, they just want to stay home, stay in bed, sleep. Like,
yeah, I heard that she had like days at a time where she was just in the studio over like a 3-month span while she was pregnant. I'm not taking anything away from what she did with the album. I'm just saying that what you're saying is accurate, where she had a great year, like all these things, she was on other people's singles that blew up. She was on her own that blew up. Like she had a great year. It was amazing. But is the award best rap artist of the year or best rap album of the year? And that's what bothers me. But it's not a Cardi problem. It's a Grammy problem. I mean, even a couple years ago when Macklemore won all the awards and he won
Kendrick.
over Good Kid, Mad City, like, and he came out himself and he was like, the way that the system is run is wrong. He's like, I get a ballot. He was like, and on the ballot, he's like, you've got a bunch of people who don't listen to hip hop voting on hip hop and making the decisions. And that's what happened. Cardi is a household name no matter what. Like you said, she crossed over. So when people look at that award, when people look at that list who don't listen to hip hop and they're looking at Nipsey Hussle, they're gonna vote for Cardi.
Choose Cardi.
Yeah,
that's why I said like there's politics in it as well. But everybody like I feel like there's mixed reviews here and even on Twitter and everything. So a lot of people weren't happy about Cardi winning, especially like the Barbs and the Nicki stands, and that's when the BET tweet came out. I don't want to like misquote it, but they said they posted an article with about Cardi winning the Grammy, and then
I got it.
The tweet was like, meanwhile, Nicki Minaj is being dragged by her lace front.
So the article title was Cardi B is the first solo female rapper to win Best Rap Album, and fans are weeping. And then the tweet said, meanwhile, Nicki Minaj is being dragged by her lace front. Just for clarification.
Mm-hmm. So how do you guys feel about, like, what's your stance on the social media, like, manager? Like, do you think that was, like, okay tweet for them to put out on a platform like BT?
That was wild.
It was wild, but I feel like they did it on purpose. A lot of times, like, we talked about, like, shock marketing or, like, triggering people to get, like, clicks in. It's basically clickbait, to be honest. But I feel like for BET, it was not the right move at all. They probably thought, oh, yeah, we're, like, we're hip. Because I feel like a lot of media platforms are trying to be, like, shade room. And, like, oh, yeah, sis, dragged, roast, all this, buzzwords, whatever. So for BET to put that out is really disrespectful to Nicki, because Nicki really has been loyal to that, like, community forever. I mean, she's, like, the only, like, I guess, big name, like, rapper that still goes to the BET Awards and, like, shows them love, whatever. So that was really stupid on their part. But I also don't agree with how people were coming at the social media manager, whoever posted that, because that wasn't, like, right at all to do.
I think, like, to go back to what you said about the shock marketing, I feel like we're, like, in a meme culture. And, like all these platforms do try to do things like that. Like, we even see, like, the fast food companies when they go back and forth. Mm-hmm. Or they, like, try to, like, pander to the black community when they try to use, like, lyrics from, like, some of our favorite artists. So I just feel like it's the type of culture we're in now. Like, of course, that was, like, disrespectful. And it's, like, coming from a black platform to a black woman. It's like, wow.
On Black History Month. Like,
in February. Like, what are you doing?
Just all wrong.
It was really trash. But, well, I don't know. I'm going to let y'all get y'all points off before I go the further route.
I think that it was pretty awful and yeah, you're right. I feel like the fact that they probably did it on purpose makes it even worse. Mm-hmm. It's just like, this is what you're like, you guys sat around and actually thought about this. Like, it's not like one person made this mistake and
yeah, I'm sure it had to go through approval.
Yeah, like somebody, and you guys were like, yeah, send it. Like,
this is the tweet.
Yeah, this is the one right here.
Dragged by her lace front.
Dragged by her lace front is so disrespectful. Like, and to be honest, isn't BET, like, not even black owned? Like, you're not even allowed to do that. Like,
remember that Boondocks episode?
I don't think anybody should be doing it. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Like, so it's probably a room full of white people that made that decision, dragged by her lace front. That's crazy. Like,
or the people who approved it. Because I guess, like, if we're talking to each other and I say that, it's probably, like, acceptable. But I'm never going to go on social media and, like, I feel like if that's your personal feelings about Nicki Minaj, you go on your personal account as a social media manager and you put that there. Like, you don't sign, like, you don't have access to your company's Twitter account, and this is your job at the end of the day. You can't be biased.
That you lost. Most likely.
No, I heard she did get fired. Yeah. So
she had to. Hey, BET, listen, y'all have been doing pretty poorly with social relations and everything. I be tweeting, so I will accept that.
But even though, like, it was unacceptable, how do you guys feel about then Nicki Minaj retweeting tweets with her pictures?
That was unacceptable to me.
And her social media account. And all of that
a bit
stuff.
Childish. I don't want the bars coming at me because they're vicious, but I feel like you could point out BET, but don't drag, like, people, because with the whole, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Wanna's World situation on Twitter, where she's a journalist and she was writing, I think something about Nicki Minaj and how like her music should be more reflective of her age right now, because it's like, I guess, not mature, kind of immature. And she went off on the girl, and like all the bars were coming at her, sending death threats, whatever, blah blah. Like I saw people tweeting about the girl, the social media manager. Like I saw her full government name was out, her number, like where she worked, where she lived, all this stuff. I'm just like, for what? Like,
No, some
why?
people go ham for no reason. But when that shit came out, Nicki was really childish. Like, and I'm a Nicki fan, but now like my fandom for her is really declining, because when she was coming out at Wanna, it was like really childish. Like, why are you mad at a music opinion? And it wasn't like it was like a stupid. It was like educated.
It was even disrespectful, to be honest. Like,
it was just like advice,
a critique. But my thing, back to the Cardi versus Nicki thing, we love to see like. We always never let a black woman get her shine. Like, she always has to compete with, oh, this black woman was the more deserving, or these other guys did better than her, blah, blah. And I saw a lot of tweets, besides just the BT tweet with, you know, dragging Nicki by her lace front, whatever. I saw a lot of people like, oh, well, Nicki deserved this, and da-da-da-da. What about these other rappers, blah, blah, blah. Like, why can't Cardi get her shine by just uplifting her and not putting other people down? So.
I agree. And, you know, also speaking of the Grammys, 21 Savage was missing. Sad. Moment of silence. Everybody by her. Okay, raise him back up.
He did not die, but...
He didn't die, but, like, he was... I feel like he should have been there. He also did win a Grammy on that night as well. Like, for...
Which one?
Not, like, he was a part of a song that won a Grammy. And I believe in some categories, I don't know if it's album of the year or song of the year, but if you're on the song, you get a Grammy as well. Yeah. Or even if you didn't get a Grammy, like, you get that, like, exactly. So I feel like he should have been there. Also, Post Malone performed a song that he was featured in. He could have been on the stage with him. I just feel like...
So why wasn't he there, Rocky, enlighten us?
Because, as we all know,
he got deported.
He didn't get deported. I'm joking. He didn't get deported, but he did get detained by ICE, which is Immigration and Customs Enforcement. He was arrested with another rapper. To me, like, the situation, I feel like it was kind of planned out, because they said like 4 or 5 days ago, before he was arrested by ICE, he was on Jimmy Kimmel. And he was performing, and he was mentioning ICE and mentioning the border patrol and how he wouldn't want his kids to be there. And then 4 or 5 days later, boom, you're arrested. And they're saying that he wasn't even the target of the arrest. The rapper was. But I don't know how it all works, but if you're coming to arrest somebody and it's a target arrest, you know how that person looks, you know the information about that person. So if I'm in the car, all you need to do is pull me out and get my first and last name and just, you know, check if that's true. You shouldn't be there to like detain me. So I feel like it's all like, it was planned, it was staged, and I don't know.
I think it's suspicious because, like, hasn't he been arrested before, like, or on to jail or whatever?
He has been.
So like, why didn't they figure that out? Like, he's not a resident or a citizen, whatever, like, then. And that was years ago. So like, it's just fishy to me. I don't know.
And the thing is, why would they come for him but not Justin Bieber? Because Justin Bieber is a permanent resident too.
No, but I think it's because 21 Savage moved here when he was 7. His visa expired, and he didn't get his like citizenship, you can say. So if you stay here and your visa is expired, you just kind of, you know, look over your shoulder, like you just got to play that part.
I know a lot of people
exactly
are just looking over their shoulder,
and I feel like you're like living in a state of fear, which is really sad. So then now, like, the memes came about, and everybody's like laughing at him about being from, you know, the UK and all this stuff, but people didn't like when a specific person posted a meme, and that was Demi Lovato. And we all know Demi Lovato's situation.
Wait, she did not post a meme though. She just tweeted about the memes.
She said the 21 Savage.
No, but you said that she said like she posted a meme. Just
yeah, she later then posted the meme.
Oh, that she thought was funny, but she didn't like make one, right?
No.
Okay.
She was just saying, oh, the 21 Savage memes are my favorite part of the Super Bowl right now. And then after she was getting like dragged by Twitter.
Dragged by her lace front.
After she was getting dragged, she then posted the meme that she was talking about, trying to like save face and say, I'm not even laughing about him being detained by ICE. I'm just laughing about him being from the UK. So how do you guys feel about that?
I think first off that him being like you guys were saying, like him being detained was planned. And back when he was rapping about chains and drugs, like he wasn't a problem for them. But then he started like changing his life around. And, you know, focusing on things and trying to be a positive influence. And now it's all of a sudden, let's get him out of here.
Boom, we got to catch that nigga.
Yeah.
Like,
what, is this nigga being positive?
Oh,
so,
he's out of here.
So, you know, that's what that came down to. And then the reaction to that with Demi Lovato, it's like, I don't feel bad for her. I don't. Because she wasn't being like, you know, malicious or anything. You have a responsibility with your platform. And like, yeah, you can find it funny, but you don't have to say that. You're not, and especially like when you have to be, you shouldn't throw stones from a glass house. Even if you're not being malicious, if you're making a joke out of somebody's situation, when you've had situations that you didn't want people making a joke out of. And a lot of those people who attacked Demi defended her and before. But it's like, so we were defending you, like we were rooting for you, and then you came out here and you did this when somebody else's situation was at the forefront, and that's not cool.
We were rooting for you.
Y'all waiting for me?
Yeah.
I honestly think it was unfair of y'all. Well, not y'all, but people to come for Demi like that. Like, I get why they were mad at her laughing, but I feel like they didn't have to come that hard. Like, telling her to go back to rehab, telling her to overdose on cocaine again, telling her to do all that was too much. Because it's like why, if we're allowed to laugh, why can't she laugh? Is it because we're black? Like, because
race card.
It's just like, why can't she laugh?
I don't
we
think
were all laughing, and either way, it's not something that people should be laughing at. Like, all of us shouldn't be laughing at.
I agree with her saying that she wasn't making fun of him being detained by ICE and having, you know, the potential to be deported, because that's not the meme that she posted. That's not what it was pertaining to. She was laughing about him being from like Britain, UK. She was laughing about that, and we were all laughing about that. I'd never seen a meme or a tweet pertaining to him being deported and people making fun of that. So okay, you can have your jokes, but like Shaun said, you have a platform, and it hasn't even been a year since your situation, and you're fresh. This is fresh for you. You know how it feels for people to be making memes about you, laughing about your situation, calling you a cokehead, all of that. So if you know how it feels, why would you come back and do the same thing?
My thing is like what you said, that most of the memes are just like about like him having a good accent and like hiding it and drinking tea and all that like bullshit, whatever. But I feel like with Demi, like she said, she wasn't making fun of the situation, but when she had people making memes about her, it was about her situation. She wasn't laughing at the situation at all. So like, why is it a problem that she's laughing at the things that we're laughing at, the things that we're creating, honestly, to be laughed at? Like, why is it a problem for her? It's not like she said, oh, Tony and Savage being detained, that's so funny, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm pretty sure she knows that, you know, being detained by ICE is not you know, a good thing, whatever. But I just think it's a little hypocritical. And I'm usually on the side like, oh yeah, these white people can't say this stuff that we say, blah, blah, blah. But like, we're making the jokes, we're making whatever. Like, what do you expect them to do?
Why can't she post it in her group chat? Like with her friends.
Why can't we post it in our group chat?
Because we're not famous. We don't have that responsibility. We're not a role model. We don't have like thousands of followers looking at us saying, this is what you need to follow. This is what you need to be. But
then, right, there were black influencers and people like, you know, sharing the memes too. I mean, Chris Brown was posting the video, whatever, like no one would have on him.
Memes ain't funny, lame.
Yeah, so like, you got me, like, it's kind of...
It's just like we're just attacking her. Like,
I mean, like, I'm never gonna like go in their mentions and saying like,
well, not you,
do
but
Coco, but
yeah, but see, the thing is, what we have to realize is that Twitter is extreme. So no matter what, people are gonna say those things. Like people, so like I don't think that it's the people saying, oh, you know, do coke and die, are like the general picture of it. People were attacking her. Yes, they're saying, you know,
there was a lot of people.
There were mad people. Yeah, people were attacking her, but it's like, that's expected. Like, I saw somebody post a picture of the table at the lunchroom and say, a lot of y'all never made a joke here, and it shows. Because if there's jokes flying around at lunch and you laugh a little too hard, you're next. That's how it goes. That's society. Like, you are next.
Like,
and
what you laughing for?
exactly. And if you are an easy target because of a situation you had, that's one reason you shouldn't say anything. Now you have a big platform where you're I don't even think it's a white-black issue. I'm not mad because she's white. It's just like, you probably shouldn't have said that.
Were you mad at Chris?
Yeah,
for posting the video?
If we gonna come to Demi, we gotta
But
come for Chris too.
did we come at Chris equally that we did for Demi? I don't think so.
Offset had all the smoke for
Offset
him.
1%. But like, were you really seeing how a bunch of people like, oh, why did Chris do this? We didn't make fun of you.
No, but I did see some Chris jokes. Like I did, they did try to relate.
They still call
like
Chris
the two,
Brown
a cokehead and crackhead.
But okay,
jokes are made.
Jokes are made in the cafeteria or at the lunch table or whatever. But jokes are not kill yourself, go do coke again. Like those
but see, on Twitter, when it's not in person and people are behind a keyboard and way over here, they say wild shit like that all the time. I've been taught to kill myself. Like, it happens. Like, and even with that, like she has a platform. I don't even really have a platform like that, but there's certain things I just won't laugh at on Twitter. You'd be hard pressed to find me laughing about certain topics. There's a lot of things we'll laugh about in the group chat. We'll take a tweet, send it to the group chat, and we'll be dying in the group chat. You'll never see me speak on it publicly because that happens.
Okay. So just to, move on to the next topic, I want to talk about the Monique versus, the Steve Harvey interview. Not really so much about the interview, but about money versus integrity. Basically, to sum up the interview, it was just saying how, I don't want to say shuck and jive, but how sometimes people in industries, black people specifically have to shuck and jive to make their coin. And some people, they keep their morals and they don't do that. So how do you guys feel about, making money versus integrity, or having integrity, or, staying true to your morals when sometimes everything is just against it? Crickets.
I'm gonna say with the whole Steve Harvey and Monique thing, I understand where he was coming from, but I think it didn't come off right. Because when you think about Steve, he built generational wealth for his family. His kids are all rich now, and they're going to be good. Their kids are going to be good. So, why should he sacrifice that just for pride? I'm not saying Monique's wrong or anything, but I'm just saying, she's very prideful, and she feels sort of entitled when it comes to things. So I'm just saying, she can't be mad at Steve for his success when she's doing all this.
Just I hear people say generational wealth a lot, but sometimes I'm me. I make a lot of money for myself. I then have kids, right? This is examples. I'm speaking into the future. I'm manifesting, positive, peace and light. But I make a whole lot of money, and then why my kids gotta get that money? Not even to be funny.
Yo, that was a plot twist.
If I'm making my money, I can set you up you're gonna have a great childhood, whatever. I'm gonna set you up to be great. I'll give you money for school. But you want me to make my money and then you're gonna live off my money, then your kid's gonna live off my money. No, I can have my money and set you up to be great. I could get you into the best schools so you can then work and make yourself be great as well. I get I get you wanting to have money for your family, your kids, their kids, your mama kids, auntie kids, all your whole family. I get that, but at the same point, we can't keep saying it's about the money. I gotta take care of my family. Sometimes you gotta stand up for stuff you really do believe in.
I don't disagree in terms of having to stand up for things that you believe in. And I also agree with your point about setting your kids up and letting them go get theirs. But money-wise, at the end of the day, you can't take any of it with you. And I think that the people that have the generational wealth, the people that have old money, and the people that have new money are on two different levels. And you want to be able to get your family and everything. That's really what life's about. So at a certain point, once you have kids, your life really becomes about making sure your family, blah blah blah. So while you're not spoon feeding them, you want to put them in position and then be able to, have it grow. It doesn't grow if you don't take it with you. So, even people like Hove and Diddy, they've made the kind of money now where that money's going to last forever. Whereas opposed to people I always say, I think that Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time, but I think that Nas is the best rapper of all time. And I think that there's certain things where Nas didn't take the money versus the integrity that limited his career going to where it could have and his star power. And Jay-Z, you know, not that he sold out or anything, but he wasn't on that line as thin as Nas was, and he's able to go further with it. So I think that's what it comes down to. And I can't tell anybody else what to do with their money.
That's true.
True.
But I'm like, just think about it. If you have all this money and you give it to your kids, and you don't like instill like, you know, hard work or starting from the bottom, whatever, who's to say that they're going to get this money and like not run everything
To the ground.
Exactly. So I just feel like I get the generational wealth, but then that's how we're like raising kids as being spoiled or not knowing what to do with the money. So that's just how I see it.
I think as far as like Jay-Z and I guess Diddy goes, to be, I guess like, what's the word? Like dismissing money or like not accepting money because it doesn't align with your values, whatever. It is tricky because like you said, if it's new money, whatever, like, and you're just getting money, like you don't want to just, you know, like reject everything. But like with Jay-Z and whatever, I feel like they built themselves and had to do a little trucking and driving maybe. And then when they got to that point that they, you know, they're good, they're set, their generations whatever are good, that's when they like, okay, well, I'm not going to do this because I don't need this. But I do agree that you have to kind of like pick and choose your battles with what you have to like accept for money and then what you don't.
And all good money's not, you know, like
True.
Everything, all good money's
all
not.
checks are not good checks.
All checks
But then again, money is power. So the
Mm-hmm.
more money we have, the more power we have. So I feel like there's like, I feel like Steve Harvey, like the more money he has, more power he has. So the more influence, you sort of have influence with money because you're able to do more things. So you trying to like, I don't know how to explain it.
For an example, like where we're all making memes with 21 and everything, and people are saying, you know, pray for 21, blah blah blah, and Jay-Z bought him a legal team. Like that's what she like. I feel like that ties into you having more power and influence with the money you have.
And also, like, we can't really expect every famous Black person to be like an activist. Like, you can't expect them to be MLK and
I don't want them
Parks
because they be saying like some wild things.
Exactly.
Like,
So those people really, I mean, I'm not gonna say MLK died for it because he was murdered by the government, but like they put their lives literally on the line just for us to have rights, whatever. Not everyone's gonna be like that. And as time progressed and society progressed and technology, whatever, like we have so many means of like, you know, like starting activism groups and everything, and like sewing into like foundations, whatever. And you need to start a foundation and to start anything like that, you need money. So like, where are you gonna get that from if you're just gonna be rejecting every offer just because it maybe does not align so well with your values or whatnot? I'm not saying to sell out, but you have to be smart about what you're, you know, accepting.
You gotta fake it till you make it. Because you gotta be rich to do these things. Because you can't be broke and trying to be an activist, trying to like you can't.
You could be broke.
Okay, you could, but I'm just saying if you want to get things actually done, being broke is not gonna help.
J. Cole once said,
"Oh,
play the game to change the game." Dreamville.
Period.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to Shaun Shake the Table.
Okay.
Time for the mess.
Mess. I don't think this one should be too controversial. I think we all agree to an extent, but I don't think that Drake gets the appreciation that he necessarily deserves, and at the same time, not even that he deserves. I think that Drake is still somehow underappreciated.
How so?
I think that because we're so used to Drake's greatness and accustomed to it, or like the things that he's done, the different projects he's put out, it's almost like we sort of take it for granted to an extent. Like Drake has been hot since, like the other day was the 10th anniversary of So Far Gone. And it's just like, wow. Like
Favorite songs?
Fear, Say What's Real.
Fear.
And
Houston and Vegas is a classic, but that's basic, but yeah.
and the
Little
Calm.
bit.
I do love that song. I was gonna say that, but I was like, nah. Everybody can be like,
They're
why
gonna
that
think
song?
we're
Any-
sappy.
A little bit. I do love that song.
Anyway,
That's cute.
Sorry.
But yeah, so he basically like he's been at the top like since then, like, you know, and put out a bunch of different projects ranging across a bunch of different things. Also unpopular. I think my favorite Drake album is Thank Me Later.
Yikes.
Cringe.
Go listen to Thank Me Later again. Run
Okay,
that
but
back.
Thank Me Later was an error though. What other album was better?
What other album
And
was better?
don't say Views, don't say
Girl, who
don't
I look
say
like?
don't say
Wait,
none
hold
of
on,
those
hold on.
new
Thank me
ones.
later.
Name
His
is his
first
first
one.
album. First album.
Oh wait, so then
Fireworks, The Resistance.
no,
Successful,
I'm not.
right?
I'm lying.
Successful is so far
No,
gone.
okay.
So far gone. Thank
Thank
Me
Me
I
Later
don't
is
know
a great
about
album.
It's a great album,
It's a
but
great
I
album,
I
but
wouldn't say.
I love Nothing Was the Same as well, but I think Thank Me Later is my favorite. Okay.
I think
Nothing Was the Same for me is my favorite, and then maybe let's do top 3. So I go.
Dang, I don't.
I have
Y'all
Nothing
gonna
Was the
fight
Same.
me.
Then I know it's not really. Is it? If you're reading this, it's too late. Is that considered an album?
It's an album, but he really dropped it as a mixtape. But
Okay,
it's an
but
album.
okay.
So is the playlist considered an album?
Which one? More Life?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if that's in your top 3, you could just like leave right
Yeah,
now. To be
honestly,
honest.
honestly.
yo.
But can I finish? Can I finish?
You didn't let her finish her
Yeah.
top 3.
Sorry.
So okay. So 1 is Nothing Was the Same. 2 is If You're Reading This, and 3 has to be I think Thank Me Later, and Views is like honorable mention.
Views.
Who? More Life? More
Views?
Life? More Life?
Views.
Okay, what's your top 3 then?
My top 3 are Thank Me Later, Take Care, and If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
And what's
No,
your
wait,
honorable
no. Nothing was the same. Nothing was the same.
And what's your honorable mention?
Honorable mention was If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. But Views, no.
Views?
No.
Views.
Views gave us Controller. Views gave us one, and that was an era. Summer
First of all,
16 was an
Controller
era.
on Views is not even the best
I know,
version of
I know.
Controller. So
So Rocky, since you have so much to
scrap
say,
that argument.
What's your top 3?
Take Care. If You're Reading This, Is Too Late. I'm gonna say Nothing Was the Same.
And honorable mention.
Is More Life. I don't
Ew.
care.
Views is a
Girl.
no.
For me,
I
it's
don't care.
gonna be Thank Me Later, Nothing Was the Same, and then probably Take Care is gonna take that third spot. Honorable mention. That's a tough one. That's where it gets really tough because all the rest of the stuff is kind of on the same par for me. The thing about Views, I like every single song on Views. It's weird. Like I like every single song. I think there's like 20. But as an album, it doesn't do it for me. I don't know. It's
I like
too-
the storytelling of it all. Like I feel like it made sense from top to bottom.
Keep
as
the
an
family
album.
close. Are you kidding me?
fire.
Girl.
Like,
Views might have to get the
I'm
honorable
sorry.
mention,
I'm
low-key.
sorry.
No.
More Life. Okay, what are your like?
Leave me
why?
alone.
Okay, no, honestly, I could say I like More Life more than Views.
Wow.
I could say I agree with you.
I'm gonna keep it a whole buck. I didn't even
Jits.
listen to More Life straight through. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
Jits.
but it's
It was
just
a long
like
ass album.
Views was just it was a good album.
It's a
but
good album.
it's just it didn't
Okay,
do
so
it for
what
me
what did
either.
More Life in More Life did it for you?
More Life, the vibe. The
Yeah.
vibe of
I like how-
More Life was
I
lit.
like how he like.
Y'all
took
just like the
from-
Afro beats.
Well, I like Afro beats. What was he doing on Views?
Like Views was just in your feelings, and it wasn't even a good in your feelings.
Where was the grime on Views or More Life?
More Life.
And I like grime and I like Afro beats.
A lot of people didn't even like Views.
And that's what I mean by Drake being underappreciated because we don't even fully have these conversations all the time. He has a lot of different great stuff. Like he doesn't even have bad songs.
He really doesn't.
He doesn't
Well,
even know how to make a bad song.
I agree with what you're saying.
Fancy is not that great of a song. I'm sorry.
It was for radio.
With Jeezy?
Fancy had Jeezy on it?
Are
Jeezy.
you fancy?
Fancy's
That's
T.I.
Swizz.
and Swiss.
Beats.
Oh no, what song did he have with
Jeezy
Jeezy? It
is-
was on the same album, wasn't it?
Jeezy is
And I'm
Okay.
gonna just say this real
Yeah.
quick:
But-
Jungle is better than Teenage Fever. That's all I'm gonna say.
Who said Teenage Fever was better
I
than
think
Jungle?
Ashley did once.
why are we talking about things not in the podcast?
Okay, but to get back to the
Anyway,
original point,
yeah.
I do think that people underappreciate Drake. Like, I feel like even though people say culture vulture, everybody can't pull from certain cultures and make it pop.
Yeah.
So I like how he can take from the Afrobeat scene, the dance hall scene, and how he can take from like grime and like different. Like he got Georgia on the album. Like to me, like I don't know. I just feel like I like how he can take from different avenues and make everything sound so good because everybody can't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't get
him.
that credit for it. People do kind of drag Drake for taking from different cultures, but he makes it work.
He does.
You gotta
I
respect
stand.
I do too.
I feel like everybody agrees here.
Yeah.
it. I said it.
It was a
Pretty
cute
much.
shake the table
Yeah.
though.
Nice try.
Thank you.
Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode. Who wants to start off first? You know, just your first 20 seconds. Oh, you get just wrap it up. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'm gonna clear up this one time. I don't think Cardi B was undeserving of her Grammy, but I just don't think she's a true artist. I think she deserved it. Like, she worked hard for it. Yeah, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's just not an artist to me. She was molded by the industry, and yeah, she worked hard, but it's just, yeah, that's all I feel. That's how I feel about her.
I think that I'm very happy for Cardi as a person, as a hip hop purist, or just somebody who really enjoys hip hop as a fan. I could have been happier otherwise. Integrity versus money. I'm never gonna tell anybody else what to do with their bag, but I also can respect certain things, and go listen to Thank Me Later. It's fire.
Chase a bag. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh. So I want to say about Cardi, I'm happy for her success, happy for Nicki's success. Let's stop, pitting the black women against each other. Let black women have their moment, please. Integrity versus money. You need some money to help people. So that's all I have to say on that. And then 21 Savage and Ice. Ice is not being detained by ICE is not something to joke about. I remember when I was young, I was at the hair salon with my sisters, and one of the hairdressers got snatched by ICE during, styling someone's hair, and it's not cool. It's not funny. And also, Drake, if you're listening, can you please put the Controller versus Poppin' version on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all that good stuff, because the one on now is really trash. Thank you.
You got me.
She stole my wrap up. I was really gonna say it if Drake can put Controller on Apple Music and all the streaming services. I know, and I don't like to do that. Trash. Anyway, but I just want to say, guys, 21 Savage, he is free now. He out on bond, so I hope he doesn't get deported, because it does take 10 years for you to even try to request to come back in the States. He makes his money here, his family is here, so I just feel like let him vibe in the States. And it's a very sad situation, because we could go on and on about ICE and how they're treating people down at the detention sites, but I just want to keep everybody in prayer.
Hashtag let him vibe.
Let him vibe. Hashtag let him vibe. I like that.
All right, bye y'all.
Bye guys.
Bye.